In August 2025, Thailand banned drones across the entire nation due to some pretty crazy fighting at the Thai-Cambodian border. Now, this had some tourists facing heavy fines, being detained, and having drones confiscated. That drone ban has since been lifted, but flying a drone in Thailand is way different than it used to be. Let's start with why you clicked on this video in the first place. Thailand rockets to the top of the list for aerial photographers and content creators itching to capture its beauty. But before I show you the easiest way to make sure your drone doesn't get confiscated or worse, you need to understand something. So the kingdom is just packed with no-fly zones, and it might have been that way for a while. I just didn't realize it because I didn't have to register each and every flight. There are still 7 border provinces along the Cambodian border that have a blanket ban, no drones allowed. And as for the rest of the free country, I'd say around 70% of that you need specific permissions from either the Thai Navy or the Air Force. So here, looking at this map, all the red is special permissions beyond the normal permission to fly. That's the Thai Navy or the Thai Air Force, and good luck. If we zoom in, you can see Koh Samui, Koh Phangan, Koh Tao are no fly zones because of the Navy. Phuket and Krabi, that beautiful limestone you'll find there, at least you can still fly there. Koh Chang and the Trat Islands, nope, that's too close to the border. Pattaya, Rayong province, that's where I am now, and you can fly here with just the CAAT permission. Moving up, you can see all sorts of little slips and slivers throughout the interior of the country where you can fly, and Chiang Mai also has a great big opening spot around it. Now that brings us into the registration of your drone here in the kingdom. There are 2 different authorities you need to register with. The first one is the CAAT, or the Civil Aviation Authority of Thailand, and the second one is the NBTC, which I think is National Broadcasting and Telecommunications Commissioner. There's a few different ways you can do this. There is offices in Bangkok, and you can go on in and do it, but it does take some time. Now, the other way that you can do this is before you come to Thailand, you can hook up with the FEIC, because you're going to need some registration in order to get your drones registered, and that's what these folks do, the FEIC. They also have a package that will help you through all of this, and it's going to get complicated, so I suggest that you use these people and make the most of it. It's well worth the money. It is going to cost you 1,498 baht for the registration package, and you will need to also buy a million Thai baht liability. This is going to cost you another 749 for a mini drone under 300 grams, or 1,599 for something that's a little bigger. Okay, let's get this registration part out of the way real quick here. You're going to be sending the pictures of your drone, pictures of your remote, a picture of your remote ID, the serial numbers on both. They're going to need all kinds of things, and they're going to submit this to the CAAT first, which can get you your registration before you even get to Thailand. That part takes about a week, up to 3 weeks. I've done this 4 times already. Now, when you land in Thailand, you're going to send them a picture of your passport stamp, and from there they can register with the NBTC. Their site says this takes 1 to 3 days. My experience is 1 to 3 hours after I land. And something that's new since this post-ban era is that you need now a pilot certificate, which is very confusing to write. You can look at the test and it doesn't really make any sense. Even when you get it translated to English, it's still kind of nonsense. But the good news is the FEIC will help you to study with that as well. They are terrific. Now, from my experience, the FEIC has been super quick to respond to me. They are open, it seems like Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to like 5 p.m. But they're always hitting me back at 8 a.m. in Thailand. So as soon as they open, they're on the emails, and super helpful. So the CAAT has this portal. It's called the UAS Portal. I think it's Unmanned Aircraft System Portal. And it's basically just a platform that's just for drones. So what you got to do is register with them, and that requires a Thai phone number because you're going to need an authenticator. Now that sounds horrible if you're overseas and trying to do this before you come down here, but the good news is the FEIC has some tricks up their sleeves for that too, and they will let you know when you contact them. Again, I highly think that you should be using these guys to help you out. It's going to make life so much easier. Alrighty, so let's take a closer look into the app here and actually book a flight. So you can see all the red areas, those are the prohibited areas, and the blue ones are restricted. So you can't fly in the blue ones without special permissions. So we're gonna have a closer look at this. One of my favorite places to fly used to be Koh Tao, and Koh Tao is in the blue. So if I click that, we're gonna get a red restriction. And when I click on the little drone, it shows that the Royal Thai Air Force needs to give you permission. If you get that translated, it will tell you that you need to get permission by phoning that number and talking to the Royal Thai Air Force. It's not gonna work. Don't even try. Good news, Krabi and Phuket are both places you can fly, and they are beautiful. And when you go over the whole country, places like Hua Hin here, restricted. There are slips and slivers everywhere that you can fly in between. So like right there is good. If you go up in Isan, there's a whole bunch of them. You just have to pick and choose where you're gonna fly. And up near Chiang Mai, there is a whole pile of places that you can fly. So let's get into booking a flight. You hit the little plus sign, and then you pick your area. I will pick one of these slivers near Khon Kaen. And then you have to put a little dot on there. I use the little circle, and I just leave the radius and the height at 1 for now. Put your name in, location near Khon Kaen. Mission is going to be recreation, and then it's got a list of your registered drones. So if you don't have drones registered to your account, you will not be able to do this. And I'll pick my Mini 5. The flight ceiling here, I'll put in 90 meters. That is lots for me. I believe that the law in Thailand is 120 for the max. And I pick the start date. We'll go with today's date, even though it's later in the day. And I will do one for 1600. It's 13:30 right now. And we'll make that flight an hour long, so 16:59. Now the rules say you gotta book at least 3 days in advance, but I found that you don't have to book 3 days in advance. You will get permission. Visual line of sight, and we're using camera drone. And we're gonna hit next. And there's an announcement of the Ministry of Transport, and I've seen this before. It's a bunch of blurry Thai writing. Don't know what it means, but I'll acknowledge the conditions and I will hit next. And I don't have anything else to show them. My pilot license is all on file, so they have everything they need. And then just check over everything one more time. No documents required. Perfect. Save. Then I have to wait for them to get back to me. And last time it was super fast. Look at that request. There is or are other missions nearby. If you just pull up your email, you will see the request has been granted. Now that is immediately. It was like just seconds. You don't have to wait the 3 days like it says you should. And to download the document, you hit the link, and there you go. When you get pulled over, you just show them this document, and it shows that you're good to fly.
Now, just because you received permission from the CAAT does not make you 100% in the clear. There's still a whole pile of rules that you need to follow, and the FEIC is going to fill you in on all of those. There's another kind of gray area where I found conflicting things online, where you're supposed to email this anti-drone police before you fly and when you're finished your flight, but I've seen things that say you need to do that and things that say that you don't have to do that if you're doing the CAAT thing. So that's on you. Now, it's funny how things come full circle. My very first YouTube video was about registering your drone in Thailand, and that was about 2 years ago. And the number one question that I got on that was, if I'm not flying my drone in Thailand, do I need to register it? And the answer to that is absolutely not. If you're not flying, you're good to bring it in. Customs is not going to give you any problems with that. So you're good to go there. Now, this is my take on all the information that I've went through. It's not the Bible. Do your research, but if you're going to take one thing away from this video, I think it is that you need to get the FEIC involved. It's very overwhelming, all the information, all the stuff that's written in Thai, and what they're going to do is they're going to make it easy for you. I'm the Jaunting Ape. Thanks for tuning in today. I hope you learned something. Bring your drone, keep on jaunting, and the world is yours, my friends.